Alex, I know the timing of practice is maybe a little tricky, but there was an announcement in the Breonna Taylor case. Are you aware of this?
Yeah, I was. It happened right before we went into, honestly, just minutes before we went into our team meeting. Yeah, obviously the results of what happened is not significant enough and not harsh enough in the eyes of people that are fighting for justice for Breonna Taylor. And I'm not sure legally what the process is next. I have to do some more research and find some more information out. But hopefully there are more steps to be able to gain better justice for her.
And as a follow-up, obviously these cases have happened before. And you talked about how you've learned a lot from your teammates, and obviously you're wearing Black Lives Matter across your jersey. In this specific case, are you just feeling it differently than you might have in the past when things like that come out?
Yeah, I mean this whole progression from being home quarantined and having time to think and time to learn and time to just gain more knowledge on stuff that I wasn't knowledgeable enough about has been great for me. But obviously there's still a long way to go, and like you said, this isn't the only case that's ever happened. This isn't the only situation like this that's happened. So there's definitely progress to be made. You know, this one step of still not even in the eyes of many gaining enough justice for what happened. There's still so many more steps that are involved that are going to be put into place, and you know, just stuff that needs to be done to have more progress. And this one case, I think, is the focal point right now. But even since then, there's been more black innocent people that have been killed, and it's going to be a long journey. You know, and then stuff like this is hopefully small steps in the right direction. But there's such a long way to go.
Mark Spears.
Yeah, Alex, can you talk about?
I'll answer this question, even though you got the LSU cap on. My Aggies aren't too happy with that, but we'll keep going. Yeah, there it is. Football season is right around the corner.
That's okay. Beside the point. Just I don't know if you could share what the team reaction was when you got the news, and were you on that phone call with her mother earlier in the bubble that she had with the players?
Yeah, the Zoom phone call where she talked to everybody. Yes, I was part of that. And then as far as team, we haven't had too much time together yet since it just the news broke right before our team meeting. But a good number of us were in our team meal room watching it on TV as the news broke, and lots of opinions and thoughts on it. But I'm sure we'll have a collective team kind of. I don't know what the right word for it is, but expression, you know, just to be able to come out and talk to each other and kind of say how we're feeling.
What do you remember from the call?
How hopeful, you know, the people close to Breonna were, you know, how much strength they have. Because, I mean, I always try to put myself in the position of the people that are going through stuff. You know, I try to be as emotionally connected as I can. And I try to imagine if that was one of my sisters or one of my parents, and those people are a lot stronger and a lot more professional with the way they handle themselves than I think I would if that happened to somebody I knew. So just, you know, the strength that they have and the fortitude for them to just keep fighting.
All right, Tanisha, back to you. Do you have any on your end?
I do. Dave?
Hey, Alex, you're a cerebral player and you understand the game, think the game. Did you have an explanation, or did you understand what was unfolding yesterday that caused you guys to be so flat for so long before making a run?
You know, you got to give credit to Denver first off. They played more desperate. They played with a little higher edge, and you know, rightfully so. They're down 2-0, but you know, for our aspirations of being a champion, that can't happen. So it's just about us playing to our best of our ability. You know, I think we didn't do that for 48 minutes, and I think that's where we really get in trouble is when we don't put our best foot forward. And Denver's a good team. They're not there by accident. You know, it's not like they just lucked into getting into the Western Conference Finals. They've been in the top 3 seed the whole year in the West, and then through the bubble they've beaten really good teams. So it's not just about us coming out flat. Obviously, that's a big part about it. But we just have to be the more aggressive team, I think, and just be keep the bigger picture in mind. You know, don't get caught up day to day. You know, we've been in the bubble for 2 months. It's easy to get a little lethargic. We got to rely on each other to be ready to go out and play and know what our end goal is to hold the trophy at the end.
Hey Alex, Mike Trudell back in LA. The second unit that you've been to start quarters, the second and the fourth, has generally been a big plus in the playoffs. It seems like it struggled a bit, certainly last night against Denver. What do you think of the matchups, and if there are any things that you guys can do to adjust there?
You know, I don't think it's too much adjusting to do. I think when we handle our business and we show up and we're locked in defensively and then we move the ball offensively, we're a really good team. And I don't think we did that for 3 quarters. Majority of the 3 quarters last night. You know, I think we were just a little stagnant on offense, whether that was just not playing with enough pace. You know, I think that's something we talked about in the first. I did an interview after maybe game 1 or 2, and I said our pace was really good, and that's when we're at our best, is when we're playing fast, whether we're taking it out of the basket or we're getting it off defensive rebounds. So I think we can play a little faster. I think that'll help us, and ultimately I think when we play fast, it helps our defense. You know, you play fast, the ball has energy, everybody has energy because you're running and moving and talking, and that trickles down into your defense as well. So don't know how many adjustments we need to make as far as it is, or as more as it is just about executing the stuff that we know we can do well.
Hey Alex, it sounds like you are going to be able to play tomorrow, but I was just curious how you injured it and how it feels.
Yeah, not sure a specific play from the other night. I just know it was a little sore after the game, and then woke up, and naturally anytime you have a little bit of soreness after a game or something like that, it's going to be a little stiff and a little more sore the day after. Luckily we got a full day to recover and take some time to rest. Should be fine. You know, I think it's just one of those things where you get banged up and it's like knocking knees or you know, falling on the ground. I've done that earlier this year, and it hurts for a little while, and you just kind of play through it.
Hey Alex, you know, of course you want to win every game. You guys had won 6 games in a row before that loss last night. Just from your experience, is there some benefit sometimes to losing a game? Does it help you kind of refocus? Can you just talk about it from that perspective a little?
Yeah, benefit's a tricky word. I don't know if there's a benefit to losing. You know, you like to learn lessons through wins, and we've been able to do that, like you said, in those 6 games. I think even when we didn't play our best, we pulled out wins. But you know, I think for us, it's really just about getting back to who we are. I think that's the biggest thing. I think the biggest thing for us is just playing more desperate, and maybe losing pushes us to the edge, and maybe we got a little too comfortable, like you said, winning 6 games in a row, and over whatever couple weeks span of playing those games, you lose focus a little bit. It's human nature, but like I said earlier, man, we got bigger aspirations than just winning game 3 or game 4 or advancing to the finals. We're trying to win it all. So for us, it's about holding ourselves to a higher standard.
Last question here, David.
Hey Alex, it's Davide from Italy here. You become like a pretty popular player here, and I'm curious to find out if you ever happen to reflect your journey from the G League to the conference finals.
Yeah, I thought about it the other day actually with my group of friends I was talking to just between series. We were talking, I can't remember how it came up, but we were talking about Summer League and just how that was. I mean, it was only a couple of years ago, and now I'm here, and it's just, you know, it's everybody kept asking me over the course of the 3 years that it took to get to this point, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to keep working, I'm just going to keep getting better, and I said that every time, and that's just kind of what I've continued to do, and I'm probably going to keep saying it, and it's probably going to keep happening to where I'm just going to keep working and keep getting better and getting better and getting better, and I'm just going to see how good I can get.